is no rest for those who live in the great house at Collinwood, for a new terror has come into their lives. A strange giant of a man has appeared mysteriously on the estate, and he is believed to be a maniacal killer on the loose. Only 3 people know his true identity.
Cassandra, where have you been?
Oh, I took Julia to see Professor Stokes.
Thanks, we had a fascinating conversation about the occult.
Well, never mind about that now. David was very nearly killed this evening.
Killed? How?
Well, I'll tell you about everything in just a minute. He's all right. He's up in his room resting. I'm going to call the police. They ought to be able to find the man before he gets too far.
What man?
The man who tried to abduct David. I shot him in the shoulder. He couldn't have gotten too far in that condition.
There is some measure of safety while the light of day lingers over Collinwood. But when night comes, so will the evil dream that has already struck terror into the hearts and minds of 5 people. At the old house on the Collins estate, a woman will make a great effort to keep the dream from finding a 6th victim, unaware that it is not within her power to keep the dream from spreading.
Dr. Hoffman, I have to talk to you right away.
Mrs. Johnson, you're supposed to be in Boston.
Yes, I came back. I couldn't stay. It was too frightening. I'd have gone mad.
You've had the dream again.
Every night. And it's always the same. Yet
each time it's more terrifying than the time before.
Oh, yes. Even though I know exactly what's going to happen, I don't understand it. You'd think after it happened the first time it wouldn't be so frightening, but it's just the opposite. Why did you tell it to me?
I had no choice. I had to.
And now I have to tell it to someone. But I'm afraid because the one I have to tell it to is little David.
Mrs. Johnson, you know it would be wrong to tell him.
I know it would be wrong, but I can't help myself. I came here instead of going to Collinwood directly because I was afraid I'd see David and tell him. But it's no good. It's no relief to come here. I've got to go back to Collinwood. I've got to find him and tell him. I'll have no peace until I tell him. I have to tell him.
No, Mrs. Johnson.
Even in the brightness of the day, the atmosphere of Collinwood is poisoned by the evil which makes itself known at night. When the night returns, a dream will also come again. But this time it will seek out one who lives at the old house on the Collins estate. One who has already been told the dream and knows he cannot escape the terror that awaits him with the coming of sleep.
Willie, Don't you have work to do?
I don't want to work.
What are you talking about? Are you all right? Will you please answer me?
You gotta help me, Barnabas.
Help you? How?
I'm afraid.
Afraid of what?
I'm gonna have the dream.
What are you saying?
David was here this morning. He had it last night.
But he can't have the dream when Mrs. Johnson's away and she's away in Boston.
No, she came back.
And told David the dream.
Yeah. He had it last night and he told it to me this morning.
And tonight, you will have the dream. And I will be one step closer to the dream.
In the deceiving stillness of this night, at Collinwood a battle for survival is taking place. Not far away, in a small cottage by the seashore, an artist works late into the night, applying age lines to the face in a mysterious painting. While in a remote garden at Collinwood, the woman who posed for the portrait goes through the agony of knowing that she may age almost 200 years before the next sunrise.
I have not been able to hear you. I must find you and get to you. Oh, try and speak to me. Try. Try.
At the great house of Collinwood, a portrait of a woman has caused many mysterious happenings, and one man decides to test its power, to establish whether it controls a witch or a witch controls it. And he and an artist discover that as the portrait changes, so does the woman. But the artist also learns the terrible truth of the witch's power.
I thought we'd never get home. Vicky wanted us to all stop up at Collinwood, and then Joe said we ought to get back, so we... Pa, what have you been doing?
Maggie? Where are you?
I'm right here.
Where?
In front of you. What's wrong?
I can't see.
Pop!
I can't see.
Pop! What? How did it happen?
I don't know. No, please, don't panic. I was working on a picture, and I took a break.
Pop, let me call the doctor.
No, wait a minute. I could see all right. To walk to the drawing board, it was fine. It was just fine, as usual. But the minute I picked up the brush...
You should have been here.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna call Dr. Sloan.
No.
But Pop!
No. Before you call him, bring Barnabas Collins to me here.
Barnabas, why?
Because I asked you to.
But what has Barnabas got to do with this?
Bring him here!